On Monday morning, Arthur Miller was a ghost. He was the kind of kid that could walk through a crowded hallway and not be seen. He was invisible, but by Friday, at 3 p.m., he was the most powerful kid in the history of the school. This wasn't a fluke and it wasn't a glow-up. What it was an experiment. A secret group of students decided to see if they could manufacture a god out of thin air. Monday was phase 1. Most people try to be seen or be popular by being loud, by being funny. But the committee, which is what we'll call the group of students, they did the opposite. They spent the day clearing paths for Arthur without saying a word. So picture this. Arthur is walking down the hallway, while a group of students, watch out, he's coming through. Hey, sorry, excuse him, he's coming through. And people were like, yo, who's that kid? Whenever Arthur walked towards a door, the committee would run and open the door before he got to it, bowing their heads as he walked through. Wait, why are they doing that? Is that kid like some sort of transfer from somewhere? Yeah, who is that kid? And the committee would just say, don't worry about it. By Tuesday, this mystery that they built up created curiosity. People were spreading rumors about this guy. They all wanted to know who he is, when in reality, he's been there the entire time. He's went to school with these people for years. They just never noticed him. Wednesday morning, the committee had reserved multiple prime spots throughout the building. They put signs that said reserved for A. They put these signs on the best seats in the cafeteria, the best treadmill in the gym. They even had people hold his place in the cafeteria line. All right, can I help you? Thanks. Yeah, I want the pizza. And the entire time, Arthur was going along with this. But he was humble. A rumor started that Arthur was the son of somebody who started a multi-billion-dollar crypto firm. Another rumor claimed that his dad was the lead developer for a game that hadn't come out yet. Now, it's Thursday. And what the committee did was they hired people from the rival school to come to the basketball game that night. So when Arthur walked into the gym that night, they had these people run up to him and ask for pictures. Hey, yo, can I get a picture, please? Yeah, sure. You're awesome. I'm a big fan. Okay, thanks. And this was happening before the game even started, right down there in the middle of the gym. So everyone in the bleachers was like, yo, who is this guy? The principal was confused. He was trying to figure out why suddenly everyone was so obsessed with this guy who hadn't spoken a word in like 3 years. And because there was so much buzz around this kid on social media sites, the principal held an assembly for social media safety. But before he could even speak, Arthur walked in, and everyone suddenly was looking at him. Okay, attention, students. Oh, excuse me, sorry. Oh, Arthur, you can sit by me, man. No, you can sit by me, Arthur. Arthur, I brought you pizza. Oh, thank you. And then the entire gym started chanting, Arthur, 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 until the principal was finally like, enough! And he canceled the assembly. Everyone went back to class. Friday was the end game to see how much influence Arthur actually had. So the committee, before school, posted on every single social media website. The king wears orange today. Show your loyalty. It was a test. And by the time they got to school, 80% of students were wearing orange, just like Arthur. That day, Arthur sat down during lunch and people swarmed him. He had had enough. Okay, guys, back up. Back up, please. Please, back up. But they wouldn't leave him alone. So he just left school. Over the weekend, the committee deleted all the accounts, all the statuses. They stopped the experiments, and they just let Arthur be. They even told people that this was an experiment, and that Arthur wasn't actually famous. But the thing is, Arthur would never be a ghost again. Even though this was all fake, people still loved him. So what did the experiment prove? In school, it's not about who you are. It's about who everyone thinks you are. But does that even matter? Huh? No. Not really. This school banned caffeine, but the no caffeine policy was failing. Every trash can was a graveyard for energy drink cans. But there were too many kids blatantly not following the no caffeine rule, so they couldn't punish everybody. So the next Monday morning, the dean announced that they have installed molecular sensors in the HVAC vents. And don't bother with Gatorade cans or cups. These sensors pick up the scents of taurine, caffeine, so if you crack a can, we will know. Now, obviously the dean was lying. That's not a thing. And a lot of kids knew that, but some kids were super gullible, so this worked for a few days. The hallways were silent and the bins were empty. No mountain of cans. But the students, they figured out how to blind the sensors. Now, this big group of students weren't the smartest, but here's what they came up with. Every time a student opened an energy drink or was sipping caffeine, 4 others would blast the nearest vent with Axe body spray. Cracking now? Spray, boys, spray! They figured if you overloaded the sensors with fragrance, they wouldn't catch the scent of caffeine. Now, like I said, the sensors were a lie, but now there was a real issue with school air quality. Halfway through the day, there was so much Axe body spray filtering through all the vents that it was unbreathable. They had to evacuate the school. Students, everybody, please evacuate the building. We have a major air quality issue. God, this is ridiculous. The school was shut down for 48 hours. Now, this was at some school in a small town, so I guess that makes a bit more sense. But still, that's nuts. The locker room at this one school was built on a limestone creek, but nobody cared about the foundation. One day, this kid named Mike was running late to gym class, and he was the only one in the locker room because everybody else was in the gym. He was sitting on a bench, tying his shoe. What is that noise? He hears a strange noise coming from the floor, so he stood up. And he felt the ground kind of dip. He realized the floor definitely didn't look right. So when he goes to the gym, he tells the PE teacher, "Coach, I think the floor in the locker room is moving and it made a loud noise." But the coach did not care. "Oh, you scared of the floorboards now, Mike? The floor isn't moving, you're going crazy." Now everyone's laughing at him. You know what, actually? Get down and give me 20 push-ups right now. So now, middle of the gym, everyone's standing around Mike as he's doing push-ups. Mike's afraid of the floor. Isn't that right, coach? Shut up, Billy. At the end of the push-ups, Mike stands up. The coach gives one last word. So from now on, stop being so frickin' soft and get to gym on time. But right as he said that, a loud crash was heard throughout the entire school. They go to the locker room. "Oh, look, coach." The floor had collapsed. There was a 5-foot wide hole, and the lockers had fallen in it. It was a frickin' sinkhole. Mike was right. "I think Mike was right, coach. You got something to say to me, coach?" Yeah. "Everyone evacuate the locker room." And he never apologized to Mike. But it all started because those kids started a lemonade stand to make some extra cash. But Dax was playing a much darker game. He opened a barber shop in his garage, and even though his fades were terrible, every kid was lining up for a $5 buzz cut. Step up, who's next? It was like the social event of the summer. Everybody was hanging out, listening to music, laughing at how bad the haircuts were. "Bro, you look goofy." What? But Miles noticed something weird. After every haircut, Dax was picking up some of the hair and putting it in a Ziploc bag. Once the day was over, Dax had cut like 15 people's hair. Miles stuck around and asked him, "Bro, why were you putting your hair in bags? Hey, check this out." He brought him to a shelf, and on that shelf was hundreds of Ziploc bags. Each of them had hair in it, and each of them were labeled. This is Miles from August 12th. This one is Cooper from July 4th. Look at all these. I had the genetic blueprint of the entire 8th grade right here, labeled and dated. Miles just laughed. "Bro, you're weird." But Dax leaned in. "Everybody thinks I'm a bad barber." Which is true, but they don't realize I got a much bigger plan. Next time someone does me dirty, steals my seat at lunch, makes fun of me, I'm gonna find a crime scene anywhere, and I'm gonna drop their hair right in the middle of it. What? Let's say Miles calls me a loser. Well, I hear sirens. I follow the sirens. A crime scene. There was a murder. Miles goes right on the floor. The police. "Whose hair is this?" They go to the computer. It's Miles. Miles goes to prison for murder. Bro, that is so messed up. And it was. And obviously, that really wouldn't work. But Miles made sure to stay Dax's friend, just in case. You would hate for some of his hair to end up at a crime scene. A $3,000 earring just sank to the bottom of a swimming pool. It was a July heat wave. The water at the public pool was cloudy. The deep end was super deep. Even the lifeguards were afraid. And at the bottom of the pool was now this girl's very expensive earring. "Somebody help me, somebody help me." That's when everybody turned to this kid who was sitting in a chair playing with a ladybug. "Do something. Do something, Bug." You see, they called this kid Gills, because every day in the summer, he would play in pool water, and he would drink it. Don't ask him, dude, he's super weird. Yeah, but bro, if somebody could do it, it's Gills. Gills never used goggles. He said he could sense his surroundings through his fingertips. So they asked him, "Hey, Gills, yabo, we need your help, man. That girl lost a $3,000 earring. It's at the bottom of the deep end." And Gills did not hesitate. "I'm on it." He dives right in. 1 minute passed, then 2. The snack bar worker paused the music. The crowd went dead silent. Everyone was waiting for Gills' lifeless body to float to the surface, when suddenly, a hand comes right out of the water, holding the earring. "Oh my God, here's your earring. I also found a hot dog down there. Free food." He ate the hot dog and sat back down with the ladybug. That day, the nickname Gills stopped being an insult. He was kind of a legend. And it all started because you must clean the dish before you put it in the dishwasher. What? Kenny's mom had this incredibly specific belief that the dishwasher was only meant for sanitizing, not cleaning. If you put a plate in there with a smear of sauce on it, she would pull each and every dish out of there, give you a lecture, and make you wash every dish before you put it back in. Kenny, look at this. A smudge of barbecue sauce. Take these all out, rewash them, and put them in the dishwasher. Kenny spent 45 minutes every single night scrubbing clean plates and cups before putting it in the machine. He'd be there scrubbing, looking at it. Mom, it's literally called the dishwasher. Can't we just start putting them in there and that's it? No, Kenny. He does this for years. Scrub dish, put dish in dishwasher, dishwasher run, dish done. One day he goes to his friend Steve's house. They have dinner there. His mom takes all these greasy, messy, nasty plates and puts them directly in the dishwasher. Huh, so Steve, your mom just puts them in the dishwasher? Yeah, it's a dishwasher, Kenny. It washes the dishes. Bruh. Kenny then realized he spent years doing a pointless task because of his mom's OCD. Mom, Steve's dishwasher cleans their dishes just fine. Yeah, well, Steve's family probably shares a shower towel, so. What do you mean by that? Jeez. This kid, let's call him Steven. He spent an entire year saving up. We're talking birthday money, pulling weeds, every $5 bill he could find. He didn't use that money to buy games or food or candy or nothing. He bought a gallon of slate gray paint, some shelves, a desk, and some other things. He spent his entire spring break sanding the floors of his room, painting the walls, setting up his desk and his computer, all by himself. By the time he was done, he had the best room in the entire house. I did it. Steven then went to a 3-day science camp. Well, on Sunday, when it was over, he gets dropped off back at his house, and he enters through the garage. And in the garage, he sees it. His desk, his bed, his shelves, just sitting there in the middle of the garage. What is going on? So he sprints upstairs. Well, the door to his room is locked, and he hears music coming from it. Well, his sister finally opens it. The gray paint was gone. It had been covered in a cheap coat of white, and his sister's ring light was right by the window. Her bed was there, with pink bedding. It was completely different. That's when his dad came out. Oh yeah, son, by the way, we moved your stuff out of your room. We figured your sister could have a better use for it. You see, his sister was a wannabe TikTok content creator, and he said her content was suffering because her old room had no natural light. And since Steven fixed up the room so nicely, it was the perfect studio for her. Where am I supposed to go? Well, your stuff's in the garage, son. Why don't you go build something in there? He spent his own money to renovate a room that he wasn't even allowed to keep. Another instance of horrible parents. You must clean the dish before you put it in the dishwasher. What? Kenny's mom had this incredibly specific belief that the dishwasher was only meant for sanitizing, not cleaning. If you put a plate in there with a smear of sauce on it, she would pull each and every dish out of there, give you a lecture, and make you wash every dish before you put it back in. Kenny, look at this. A smudge of barbecue sauce. Take these all out, rewash them, and put them in the dishwasher. Kenny spent 45 minutes every single night scrubbing clean plates and cups before putting it in the machine. He'd be there scrubbing, looking at it. Mom, it's literally called the dishwasher. Can't we just start putting them in there and that's it? No, Kenny. He does this for years. Scrub dish, put dish in dishwasher, dishwasher run, dish done. One day he goes to his friend Steve's house. They have dinner there. His mom takes all these greasy, messy, nasty plates and puts them directly in the dishwasher. Huh, so Steve, your mom just puts them in the dishwasher? Yeah, it's a dishwasher, Kenny. It washes the dishes. Bruh. Kenny then realized he spent years doing a pointless task because of his mom's OCD. Mom, Steve's dishwasher cleans their dishes just fine. Yeah, well, Steve's family probably shares a shower towel, so. What do you mean by that? Jeez. Nothing is worse than being grounded in the last week of summer. Ryan's entire friend group had been together since kindergarten, but tomorrow, more than half of them were going to a different high school, so they were going to be split up. And this night was their last hurrah. It was the goodbye. But Ryan's mom didn't care about this. She cared that Ryan forgot to take the trash out on Wednesday. I don't care if it's an end of an era, Ryan. You showed lack of responsibility. You are not going to that bonfire. The bonfire was the event, across town at one of the buddies' houses. So that night, Ryan sat at his window, watching the group chat blow up with pictures of s'mores, the bonfire, smiling and laughing faces. It was the night his childhood was ending. He thought it was over, until he hears people talking outside of his house. Huh? What? He looks out and he sees Cam and his entire group of friends pulling lawn chairs out of Cam's dad's truck. All right, guys, grab them all. I got mine. Yeah, me too. They set up a portable grill in Ryan's driveway. They all sat around it, and they began roasting marshmallows. What are you guys doing? If you can't come to the fire, we're bringing the fire to you. So Ryan goes down there, and he joins them. Not long after, his mom comes out. She's angry. But just as she's about to snap, a minivan pulls up, and one of the kid's parents comes out. They're not there to pick up the kid. They're there to join. Oh, hey, Carla. Steven said that you were having a bonfire in the driveway. We're here to join you. So, to not look like a horrible mother, she just said, yeah, grab a seat. I'll go get some drinks for us. And just like that, 10 kids, 6 parents, and a golden retriever all hanging out in her driveway. And she realized she wasn't just about to be a strict mom. She was about to be the person that ruined these kids' summer. The last one they'll get like this. The night ended, the kids said their goodbyes, they went their separate ways. And that just proves it. When the group is strong enough, not even the grounding of the century could stop the party. It's beautiful. Most kids start a lemonade stand to make some extra cash, but Dax was playing a much darker game. He opened a barber shop in his garage, and even though his fades were terrible, every kid was lining up for a $5 buzz cut. Step up, who's next? It was like the social event of the summer. Everybody was hanging out, listening to music, laughing at how bad the haircuts were. Bro, you look goofy. What? But Miles noticed something weird. After every haircut, Dax was picking up some of the hair and putting it in a Ziploc bag. Once the day was over, Dax had cut like 15 people's hair. Miles stuck around and asked him, "Bro, why were you putting your hair in bags? Hey, check this out." He brought him to a shelf, and on that shelf was hundreds of Ziploc bags. Each of them had hair in it, and each of them were labeled. This is Miles from August 12th. This one is Cooper from July 4th. Look at all of these. I had the genetic blueprint of the entire 8th grade right here, labeled and dated. Miles just laughed. Bro, you're weird. But Dax leaned in. Everybody thinks I'm a bad barber, which is true, but they don't realize I got a much bigger plan. Next time someone does me dirty, steals my seat at lunch, makes fun of me, I'm gonna find a crime scene anywhere, and I'm gonna drop their hair right in the middle of it. What? Let's say Miles calls me a loser. Well, I hear sirens. I follow the sirens. A crime scene. There was a murder. Miles goes right on the floor. The police. Whose hair is this? They go to the computer. It's Miles. Miles goes to prison for murder. Bro, that is so messed up. And it was. And obviously, that really wouldn't work. But Miles made sure to stay Dax's friend. Just in case. You would hate for some of his hair to end up at a crime scene. There's a big difference between Oak Street and Oak Avenue, and it changed this one kid's life. He was told to meet at this house for a study group. The address was 124 Oak Avenue, but when he put it in his GPS, he put 124 Oak Street, which is a completely different house. Pulled up, went to the door and he knocked. "Oh, you must be one of the neighbor boys. Come on in," this old lady answered. Kid's like, "This doesn't seem like my study group." And it wasn't, but he just went along with it. "Have a seat, I'm making cookies." "Oh, okay." He sits down, she pours him a glass of milk, and he had a bite of a cookie. "This is the best cookie I've ever had. Glad you like it." And they sat there for an hour and a half, just chatting. She told him stories about being in school in the 50s and their school dances. He even pulled out his book and studied there for a bit. It was productive, and him and this grandma lady connected. You see, this woman lived alone. Her grandchildren had all graduated and moved out of the town. She was lonely, and this kid's grandma had passed away 2 years ago. So it was like a connection. "Are you sure you've had enough food?" "Yes, it was delicious, and thanks for helping me study." "Of course. Come back whenever." And he did. Once a month, he would go over there for cookies and a study session. And he realized nothing is worse than being grounded in the last week of summer. Ryan's entire friend group had been together since kindergarten. But tomorrow, more than half of them were going to a different high school. So they were going to be split up. And this night was their last hurrah. It was the goodbye. But Ryan's mom didn't care about this. She cared that Ryan forgot to take the trash out on Wednesday. "I don't care if it's an end of an era, Ryan. You show lack of responsibility. You are not going to that bonfire." The bonfire was the event, cross town at one of the buddies' houses. So that night, Ryan sat at his window, watching the group chat blow up with pictures of s'mores, the bonfire, smiling and laughing faces. It was the night his childhood was ending. He thought it was over, until he hears people talking outside of his house. What? He looks out and he sees Cam and his entire group of friends pulling lawn chairs out of Cam's dad's truck. "All right, guys, grab them all. I got mine." "Yeah, me too." They set up a portable grill in Ryan's driveway. They all sat around it, and they began roasting marshmallows. "What are you guys doing? If you can't come to the fire, we're bringing the fire to you." So Ryan goes down there, and he joins them. Not long after, his mom comes out. She's angry. But just as she's about to snap, a minivan pulls up, and one of the kid's parents comes out. They're not there to pick up the kid. They're there to join. "Oh, hey, Carla. Steven said that you were having a bonfire in the driveway. we're here to join you. So, to not look like a horrible mother, she just said, yeah, grab a seat. I'll go get some drinks for us. And just like that, 10 kids, 6 parents, and a golden retriever all hanging out in her driveway. And she realized she wasn't just about to be a strict mom. She was about to be the person that ruined these kids' summer. The last one they'll get like this. The night ended, the kids said their goodbyes, they went their separate ways. And that just proves it. When the group is strong enough, not even the grounding of the century could stop the party. It's beautiful. This teacher is insane for this. This class had just finished reading Lord of the Flies in English. And the teacher? She was passionate. Maybe too passionate. So after they had finished reading this Lord of the Flies, the next day she tells them this. Class, we are going into the woods tomorrow. Bring a backpack full of things. We're gonna live like the boys on the island. So next day they come with backpacks full of stuff and they head to the woods. No rules, no roles, just chaos. She hands them bandanas and points to the woods behind the school. All right, go. One teacher and 20 students. And these weren't just regular kids. Somebody brought a pillowcase full of flour and was whacking people with it. Another kid filled a spray bottle with perfume and was spraying in another kid's eyes, trying to blind them. Take that. Soon there was turf wars, alliances, groups getting ambushed. Kids were using mud as war paint. They were getting feral. And the teacher was just standing there at the edge of the woods watching this go down like it's some sort of social experiment. Yes. 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 And it went way too far. Kids were getting bloody noses. One person was throwing up profusely. I don't know why. And the teacher didn't get in trouble for this. Not even like a warning or anything. The principal didn't even know about any of this until a parent called a couple days later. But he still did nothing. And the crazy part is, the next year, this teacher did the same exact thing. Honestly, that sounds kind of fun. Oh my god, I puked in the garbage. This kid figured out that if you puked at school, they had to send you home. So one day, this kid wanted to get out of math class, so he brings a Ziploc bag to school. Well, the Ziploc bag was filled with chicken noodle soup, mashed bananas, and a splash of orange Gatorade. He walks into math class holding his stomach. Oh, gosh. Then, right before the math test begins, I think I'm gonna be sick. He runs to the garbage can, throws his head in there, and secretly dumps out the Ziploc bag. Oh my god, he threw up. What? Oh my god. Go to the nurse. Go home. I'm gonna call the janitor to get this garbage out of here. His Ziploc puke bag concoction looked like actual vomit. The teacher didn't want anything to do with it. His plan worked. Well, a couple days later, 3 other kids got sick, all using the exact same method. Turns out this freaking kid was selling pre-filled throw-up bags for $10 each and keeping them in his locker. Premium puke mix, $10, looks real and smells real. Step right up, step right up. He almost made $150 in a single week, but one kid kind of overdid it. Oh my god, I'm gonna puke. And threw the entire puke bag on the teacher's desk. Bro. What is this? The school caught on, a bunch of kids got in super big trouble, and this whole thing was shut down. But still, disgusting, brilliant, profitable, you gotta respect the hustle. He made bank at school. It started in 7th grade, when one kid noticed the same thing every single week. Somebody forgot their lunch, somebody's card got declined, or somebody just straight up didn't eat. And every single time, they'd beg their friends for food or snacks at the table, and their friends are like, no bro, get your own. Listen, I've been there. So this kid started a business, $5 a month. And if your lunch ever fell through, he would spot you, no questions asked. So he started carrying a backpack full of basic lunch foods. A bunch of PB&Js, chips, granola bar, juice boxes, nothing fancy, but it was food. He called this business lunch insurance. Brilliant. People laughed at him at first. Yo, this is a dumb business, dude. Oh, you think so? Just you wait. But during that first week of business, 4 kids needed this. Hey, remember when I called your idea dumb? First of all, I'm sorry. Second of all, I forgot my lunch again, and I think I'm just gonna subscribe to the service. Oh, okay. By month 2, he had 22 subscribers. And now he had tiers. Bronze tier got you a basic fix of food. Basic PB&J, basic granola bar, basic juice box. The silver tier came with kind of upgraded items. Maybe a salami sandwich, a Capri Sun instead of a basic juice box, and maybe he throw in a Nutter Butter or something. And gold tier had even better items, and on top of that, hot Cheetos. He had a clipboard and a list. This guy was official. And guess what, my friends? Business was absolutely booming. Eventually, a teacher saw him divvying out snacks to people. She thought it was a black market. Well, the kid explained it. Clipboard, the tiers, lunch insurance, customer feedback. The teacher just stared at him and said, you might be a genius. But stop with the hot Cheetos, okay? Those are banned at our school. And he did switch out the food. Instead of hot Cheetos, now he had Sun Chips, garden salsa, harvest cheddar. He was doing it right. By April, he had over 60 paying subscribers, and even a couple teachers on the list. His total revenue? $2,700. You gotta respect the hustle. This kid ran a movie theater out of his garage, and yeah, he made money. This happened last summer. This one kid in the neighborhood, let's call him Johnny, not a really popular kid, but, you know, people didn't mind him. He had a brilliant idea. He set up a projector in his garage. He had a popcorn machine in there, and he lines up actual chairs with cushions on them, rows A through D. He charges $3 for admission and $2 extra if they wanted popcorn, and business was immediately booming. Every night, new movie. One night, it's Kung Fu Panda 2. The next night, Jaws. Friday night, playing Ratatouille. He does double features on weekends. By mid-July, the whole block's pulling up. Parents are sending kids with snacks to share with everybody. Some dude's dad is grilling out hot dogs in the driveway. It's a whole thing. It becomes this amazing, beautiful frickin' movie theater on someone's cul-de-sac. But it did go sideways for a second. One night, the theater was showing The Meg. You know, big shark movie. I've never seen it. But some kid brought his little brother, and this movie caused this kid's little brother to absolutely freak the heck out. Crying, he's horrified. This kid's parents shows up and they're super mad. That night the movie had to be shut down. Yeah, I'm not sure if your kid is qualified to run something like this. Yeah, well, your son's a little baby. Excuse me? Oh, this is better than the movie. Enough! Johnny's mom was finally like, you know what, that's it, no more shark movies, keep it all PG. And for the next few films, he did. But then he went back to playing the variety of movies that he really enjoyed, and it was fine. He ran this theater for 42 nights straight. And by the end of summer, he made $300. Man, that sounds like the perfect frickin' business. And you know what? You gotta respect the hustle. Oh, my AirPods are nasty. I can clean them for a price. This started in 7th grade. Everybody had AirPods, but nobody would clean them. Except this one kid. This kid had a pencil bag full of Q-tips. I made fun of him until one day this girl's looking at her AirPods and she says, ugh, there's like gunk in here. It's disgusting. And he goes, I can clean that. $1. She laughs, but he's already pulling out his cleaning kit. Toothpick, soft cloth, Q-tip, disinfectant swab. He's wiping it down like a surgeon. There. Oh my god, they look brand new. I know. Next day, during lunch, a line is forming. People are handing over cash. You do pros too? Absolutely. What about these? Bro, these are knockoffs. I'll do them for 50 cents for you. Like I said, he keeps the tools in a pencil case and he has his cleaning services during lunch. He even sprays them with a minty finish. Then the math teacher walks up. Hey boyo, I hear you're the kid that cleans the AirPods. You heard right? Can you do these? Yeah. And Mr. Johnson, for you, these are on the house. By the end of the semester, he had made $180 from this business, which is a little over 180 AirPods cleaned. And he made all this money from cotton swabbing earwax out of AirPods. You gotta respect the hustle. It was supposed to be a regular Easter egg hunt. Colorful eggs, kids running around, but for some reason that year it went completely off the rails. This was some years back. The school threw an Easter egg hunt. The whole community showed up. Dozens of kids in the field, baskets in their hand. And then there's the parents. Stick with me, sweetie. I know where they put the gold ones. Don't just stand there. Go right there, under the bench. They weren't just cheering them on. They were coaching them. They were controlling the situation. Some parents are diving through bushes. Oh, I see one. Get back. One dad grabs 5 eggs and gives them to his kid. Hey, yo, that was my kid's egg. You saw us going for that. Oh, shut your mouth. Your kid's a loser. Then it pops off. Moms are throwing themselves across the grass. Dads are squaring up. Yeah? Come on, man. You want some of this? What you got, man? What you got, huh? Oh, It got so bad that by the end, 5 people were injured and one of them had to be airlifted by a helicopter to the nearest hospital. Thankfully, nobody died. But from that year on, the school had a strict rule that the Easter egg hunts were only for the kids. That makes perfect sense to me. Presentations are today? I'm screwed. Hey, come here. I got you. This kid had over 200 PowerPoints, just sitting on a flash drive. Every single one of them he made for fun. But then, he turned it into a genius business. This started around 8th grade. This kid, named Liam, quiet kid, kept to himself. For some reason, this guy was obsessed with making PowerPoint presentations. The history of water slides. The rise and fall of AOL. Why birds might be smarter than we think. Just anything. At first, everyone thought it was just his thing, like his little quirk. Until one day, someone forgets to do their presentation for a class. Kids in full panic mode. What's the presentation on? Invasive species. I've got one on killer bees. Does that work? That's perfect. Kid turns it in, changes the title slide, and boom, he gets a B. That works. And just like that, it begins. He starts selling them PowerPoints on every single topic. Historical events, weird science, fast food history, literally anything. $10 per presentation and $15 if you had to have him customize it a little bit. He called it the vault. Some of them people bought didn't even make any sense for what they had to turn in, but it was still better than nothing. By the end of the year, he had made over $500 doing this, and he says he plans to keep on doing it because he just loves making PowerPoints and he doesn't see himself ever stopping. So the supply is endless. You gotta respect the hustle. This happened in the school cafeteria. There was a student with a severe peanut allergy. Like the kind where touching residue would send him into complete shock. Everybody knew this, it was serious. But then there was this one kid, the class bully. One day at lunch, he pulls out a Reese's peanut butter cup. You know the ones. He eats it in front of this kid with the allergy, chewing it slowly on purpose. Hey man, quit messing around, man. Okay, keep away from me. Then he licks his finger. Hey. He starts chasing the allergy kid around the cafeteria. Come on, come here. One little touch, man. Stay away from me. He's laughing like it's just some game. And then taps the kid on the arm. Within seconds, this kid's face starts swelling up. Eyes puffed shut, he falls to the ground gasping. The nurse rushes in, she uses the EpiPen, and he gets sent to the ER. He nearly died, pretty much. But the bully? 2-week suspension. That's it? That was it. The kid with the allergies' parents tried to press charges. But there was some kind of settlement. Turns out the bully's parents had a lot of money that they donated to the school. And the school buried this. Karma's gonna get that kid one day, I swear. That's messed up.
যে ফোন আমার ছেলের লাইফস্টাইল নষ্ট করে সে ফোন আমি রাখবো না, এটাই আমার সিদ্ধান্ত বাবা। তোমাকে এবার আমাদের মতো করে চলতে হবে, ইউটিউবের ভিউ দিয়ে আমাদের খেতে হবে না।
সো আমি যার সাথে দেখা করতে যাচ্ছি সে যদি স্ট্রেট ফরওয়ার্ড না হয় তাহলে তার খবরই আছে।
আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে ভাই, আমি যাচ্ছি, এদেরকে ছাড়েন, আমি উঠতেছি। ভাই আমার ভক্তকুল কিন্তু আপনার থানা ঘেরাও করে ফেলবে। ওকে, নো ওয়ারিজ, আমি আবার এসব বিষয়ে অনেক উদার। চলো,
ওকে, লেটস ডু ইট টুগেদার।
বাই, টাটা।
পেয়ে গেলাম মানে এই যে আমরা একজন একজনের সামনাসামনি চোখাচোখি মুখোমুখি, আমি তোমাকে ধরতে পারতেছি, ফিল করতে পারছি।
ও ভাইয়া, প্র্যাঙ্ক ছিল।
ও প্র্যাঙ্ক, ওকে চালিয়ে যান, ক্যারি অন।
নাদিম শুনো,
মাঝখানে ফোকাস ছিল না, ডিফোকাস হয়ে গেছে, এই সেই। তুই এটা কোন লেন্স ইউজ করিস?
টেলি লেন্স।
কত?
ওই যে 50-50।
শোনো, আমি বলছি পসিবল, নাহলে কিন্তু এই যে গরম কফি গায়ে ঢেকে দেবো। বলো পসিবল?
ওকে ফাইন, পসিবল।
এই মেয়ে লোকটাকে তুই বিয়ে করতে পারবি?
টিন্ডার থেকে তুমি এর আগে আর কারোর সাথে কফি ডেট করেছো আমি ছাড়া?
হোয়াট? আমাকে কি দেখে মনে হয় চিপ? আমি এক্সক্লুসিভ ভার্সন, ওকে? আই এম নট অ্যাভেলেবল। কি ছিল?
প্র্যাঙ্ক ছিল, বিশেষ হচ্ছে না এই যে
Prank
আই সুইট, ওই যে দেখেন মনোপড নিয়ে দাঁড়ায় আছে, এই যে আরেকজন ইফতে, এই শিখেছি ধরে 50 কি টেলিলেন্স নাকি? 85 ইউজ করবি, দরকার পড়লে তোর আমি 70-200 কিনা দিব।
তুই টেনশন করিস না, হ্যাঁ?
কোনো চোর না, চুরি না, ডাকাতি না, এটা প্র্যাঙ্ক ছিল, টোটালি প্র্যাঙ্ক শিখাইছে। উস্তাদ কেমন হলো প্র্যাঙ্ক?
আপনি যে কি করে আপনার কোনো কমন সেন্স নেই আমার বাসায় যদি সবাই দেখে ফেলে
রাত 10টায় আমি ফোন দিব আর একবারের বেশি যদি রিং হয় মামা মালটা তো জোস সরি 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 ভাবি তুই পারবি দেখ কিভাবে কই সেটিং মেটিং নাই তো সেটিং মানে বুঝো না পেন্টেরিতি ও তো আমাদের ভাবি হয় ওই হিসাবে আমাদের বিয়ে হিসাব ভাবছি
আচ্ছা দাঁড়া ওয়েট কর আমাকে একটু ভাবতে দে দেখি কি করা যায় দোস্ত তুই থাক আমি যাই আমি থাকবো মানে তুই থাক দোস্ত
রক্ত লাগবে রে রক্ত আসবো না মানে হ্যাঁ তাই তো শুনলাম আসবো না ঠিক আছে দেখতেছি ব্যাপারটা যাও
কি রে তুই কোচিং এ যাস না কেন
দোস্ত আমি কোচিং এ কিভাবে যাব বল এই গুন্ডাটা যে আমাকে ডিস্টার্ব করে তুই দেখতেই তো পারছস ডেইলি আমার পিছনে লাগে থাকে
আমার ভালোবাসার গল্পটা অপূর্ণ রয়ে গেল গলবে পাখির মন গলবে এমন মন্ত্র দেব
এভাবে রাস্তাঘাটে একটা মেয়েকে উত্তক্ত করে আর নিজের গায়ে রক্ত দিয়ে
দেখ শোনো আমি একটা জিনিস ভাবতেছিলাম
কি বলো তো
সেটা হচ্ছে যে আই থিংক উই ক্যান বি আ ভেরি গুড টিম জীবনে তো কোনো হাফ ডান প্র্যাঙ্কের ইতিহাস নেই আজকে এটারে ফুল ডান করে ছাড়বো দেখ
ওকে আই শুড গো নাও আই শুড গো নাও
না না হি জাস্ট গো নাও ঠিক আছে
এপ্রিল ফুল আজকে 1 এপ্রিল তুমি সবাইকে বোকা বানাও আমরা আজকে তোমাকে বোকা বানিয়েছি
নেন মানব কল্যাণে ম্যাক্স আগে আসবে এটাই তো স্বাভাবিক
হ্যালো আরে ঠিকানা তো খুঁজে পাচ্ছি না আপনি কোন ঠিকানা দিছেন
খারাপ হবে না তাছাড়া তুমি তো দেখতে শুনতে ভালোই সুন্দরী একটা সুন্দরী মেয়ে যদি টিমের সাথে থাকে খারাপ কি আইড লাভ টু নো ওয়ারিজ
শেষ
মা এই ফোন আমার কষ্ট করে কেনা ফোন
শাট আপ একটা কথা আর বলবি না
কি সমস্যা তোমাদের
তুমি নাকি আমার ফোন ভেঙে ফেলছো
ফোনটা তো আনাই হইছে খুঁজে না এখন
দেখেন আপনারা যে আমাকে থানা নিচ্ছেন আপনাদের থানাও কিন্তু আমার ফ্যান ফলোয়াররা ঘেরাও করে ফেলবে হোসেন ভাই ম্যান আপনারা একটু পর আমার সাথে সেলফি তুলতে চান তখন আমি তুলবো না
থানা নিয়ে যান শোন ওই যে ও দেখ শুয়ে আছে ও আজকে বেটার 3 নাম্বার গাছটা তার পেছনে গিয়ে তুই কিন্তু দাঁড়াবে ঠিক আছে আজকে বেটার খবর আছে
আরো নেক্সট লেভেল হাউ
আমার মাথায় একটা আইডিয়া এসেছে ওই কন্টেন্ট যদি তুমি বানাতে পারো একদম হিট ভাইরাল হয়ে যাবে একদম
তুই এটা করতে পারলি
কেন মা ও কি কম ফুটফুটে পুরো ব্ল্যাক ডায়মন্ড দেখো মা
আমার না মাথা ঘুরতেছে